Hey guys, Midget here. So, guess what I have here? It is my sleeper MP5. Now, this started out as an SRC MP5. It's the Elite Force Competition version, which is OEM SRC. As soon as I got it, I had DSG'd it, and then I had tons of issues with the DSG, so I went to SSG, and it ran fine. And then I ended up going back to DSG because it's cool, right? It still had some issues. It cycled on semi and fed fine on semi. But on full auto, it was just useless. It wouldn't feed, and it was shooting probably 45 rounds a second, but it wouldn't feed. And so I ended up just saying, screw it, HPA. So I ended up, as you guys know, the V12 is probably my favorite HPA engine, and plus I'm not rich, so I can't afford a fusion engine in every single one of my guns. So I actually bought a V12 and put it inside of this. So it's my second V12. I did keep the one inside of my CQBR. There were a few people that just said, oh, take the one in your CQBR and put it in here. No, I want two. The one in my CQBR is freaking amazing. It actually is a little bit better than this one. It's more upgraded. It's more air efficient, but this one's really nice too. So again, the base gun is the Elite Force MP5. It's the competition. So it's completely plastic. Everything on this gun is plastic. It's a fairly nice plastic. It's like a polymer. It's not like ABS. So it is pretty good plastic all around. It has some good texturing. But there are a few things that I would change about the construction. Like, the barrel should have been threaded. There should be a metal barrel, and it should be threaded, but it wasn't. So I ended up gluing an AAC flash hider on the end. So I'll just start from the back and go to the front. So in the back, it is a full stock. In the stock, I actually have a 7.4 brick LiPo in here, okay? So I have an adapter from JST to Dean's. It actually came with the engine when I bought it used, but the stupid idiot that sent it to me had the Dean's on wrong. So the male part of the Dean's, or the female part of the Dean's, which is what's supposed to be on the battery, was on the connector. So I had to actually wire on a male connector on the actual gun, because the male connector is supposed to be on the gun, not the battery like he had it. So it's completely wired backwards, and he's an idiot when I tried to, ask him about it. So there is the JST connector down there, and then it goes to Dean's. And this is a 1000 milliamp, 7.4, it's like a 20C. Charge it up, good to go. So this thing should last a long time. This is a fully functioning battery. It'll cycle an AEG, and if it's going to cycle an AEG, it's going to run this. And actually cycles an AEG fairly well, of course, depending on what AEG. So it actually works pretty well. It's not like it's bloated or anything. So it was one that I had laying around, so it's perfect for this gun. So I can just leave it plugged in pretty much all day, and it will not die. The body is plastic too, the upper and the lower. Again, pretty good plastic. It's got trademarks. Say semi full auto, ambi mag catch, ambi selector switch. Plastic handguard, plastic charging handle, which I wish that was metal. And then, of course, the AAC flash hider, like I said, which I did glue on here. I do have the QD suppressor, and I actually ordered a second one of these for my CQBR. So if I want to use the foam filled suppressor on that gun, I still can. I'll have, the ability to put them on both guns. The biggest thing with this is when I put the foam filled suppressor on here, the BBs actually hit the inside of the foam or the inside of the metal on the suppressor. And so it's because the outer barrel is plastic and it can flex. So this is probably how I'm going to run it without the suppressor. I wish I could use the suppressor, but I don't think I'll be able to. As far as internals, I did custom fit this grip connect. The base plate on this MP5 was actually like a set screw to adjust the motor height. So it wasn't a big screw. It was just a tiny set screw. It was actually an Allen wrench, a really tiny one. So I basically had to custom cut a huge hole, and then I used a Valken V12 grip connect. On the inside of the plate, I had to modify it too. So it took about an hour modification, and then, it's good to go now. Super solid. Other things on the inside of the engine, it's got the QEV valve. It's got a red nozzle, stock poppet, and that's pretty much it. It's also got the blade trigger from Tap Airsoft. I cut it shorter. It was a little too long for my liking, so I just cut it a little bit short. And there's no trigger spring in there either. Hop-up stock metal hop-up unit, stock barrel, and stock bucking. that's what meshed best. I tried 3 different types of buckings and 3 different barrels and all sorts of combinations. I spent an hour and a half just on the hop-up system, and this is what worked best, which is totally stock. At 85 psi, where I run my V12 in my CQBR, this runs about the same FPS, actually about 10 FPS lower. So where I run this, it's about 340 FPS with a 0.2. I use 2.5, so it's shooting about 3.5, 305, 310 with 0.25s. The joules, I don't remember. I think it was 1.2 or 1.3 with the 2.5, so pretty good. So loving the gun. I did have to shorten the nozzle because I've seen some people do MP5s, V12 MP5s. There's probably between 5 and 10 Valken V12 MP5s in the whole world. I'm confident with that. I've seen one person from Valken actually make a video on it. There's no other videos on YouTube, and I'm a part of the Facebook group on Valken's website, and nobody has ever posted a picture of one. I've heard it's been done. Like I said, a guy from Valken did it. Now, I think he used a G&G body, which from what I've heard is TM spec. I don't think this is TM spec as far as the hop-up. It uses a TM gearbox with version 2, but the hop-up was all messed up, so I had to shorten the nozzle. But it's good to go now. It works great. So that took quite a lot of modification. Plus, the selector plate needed to be 3D printed. So Tap Airsoft actually 3D printed a beta version. I purchased the beta version before they actually even got theirs. And so I'm literally the first person to have the Tap Airsoft beta selector plate. And so it needed modification. It wasn't, one-to-one, but I'm going to share that information with him, the people from Tap Airsoft who designed the on Shapeways, which is a 3D printing site. So I'll have to, share with them what changes need to be done. But, I love the gun. What else? I don't think there's anything else to say. Running 85 PSI, I might take it up higher, but in my opinion, there's really no reason to run right at 400 FPS. It's just not my cup of tea. As far as RPS, it does feed up to 40 with 0.25 BBs with these mags. I had to stretch the springs on all my mags because they wouldn't feed very well, and now they do after the mags being stretched. But I think this is at like 30 or 35. That's where I'll run it. I won't run it any higher. With my CQBR, I have it set for burst, and the burst is super quick, so I can shoot super quick with that. So this is like my, 30 to 35 RPS gun. I probably won't take it up to 40, but I might. It does feed up to 40 though. So let's go ahead and shoot it. Again, 85 PSI and 0.25s. Alright, hop up is a little high. Turn that John down. One click. Perfect. So, super touchy trigger, of course. The trigger spring's not in there. So, you have to be very careful, actually accidentally bumping it. Alright, this mag is jammed. You hear how is it even gonna... Yeah, see, it's not gonna even... The follower's jammed. Piece of crap. Those mags are $5. I do have better mags on me. This is another $5 mag. See, like, literally I'm accidentally hitting the trigger and shooting it, so you have to be super careful. But the chamber's clear, so... I have like 6 Elite Force magazines, and then I have a few CYMA ones, which the CYMA ones are much better. I'll actually show you the CYMA one. It's so much easier to... You pop this pin out, and then you can take that plate off and stretch the spring. So much easier. I have 3 of those, so I'm probably going to look for more of those. The Elite Force ones are just not as good. Full auto. Magazine's out. That was an Elite Force. Let's use the CYMA one. So this is the CYMA one. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the timing. Now, you guys will be able to see, to adjust the timing, adjust any of the settings, you have to look in the trigger down into the engine because there's no hole. I'm just adjusting the timing. Let's do, I think it was at 6. Let's try 8. Okay, where did I put that other mag? Okay, so I can put it on safe now and then. Okay, so let's try the CYMA mag. So it seems to feed fine at 8. Let's go ahead and lower the timing to 6. Six is where I had it, and it had ran fine. Okay. Oh, full auto. Just do full auto now. Oh yeah, those CYMA mags are beautiful. On the Elite Force mags, it's like the last 10 BBs just don't want to feed, and that's even with .2s. So that just shows you right there, it's honestly all in the mags. The engine will cycle and feed. That, I think, was 35. It might have been 30. It's not worth checking. But yeah, that is that. Runs fantastically. I did take it up to 120 PSI, and it shot 380 with the 2.5, which is probably 420 with the 2. So that's like the max FPS, which is still too hard. Like, I would never take it up that high. Instead, I'm shooting 310 with the 2.5. So if you have any questions, let me know. Love this gun. Again, there's like 5 to 10 of these in the whole world. It's going to become more popular. I've already had people ask me what I did to get the V12 to fit in here. So I'm sure with the adjustments to the selector plate, people are going to be, throwing these in their MP5s now. So if you have any questions, let me know. And thank you so much for watching.